Hello, hello, hello.
Hey there.
I'm gonna move the mic, okay?
Alright, well, what's my levels? Maybe I just need to...
The thing is, it's just, like, if it looks, like, crooked to me, I have to, like, but it always looks like it's off. Anyway, hello! We are
straight?
here. We
have people?
Yeah, Katie's here.
Yeah, she is here.
So, yeah. Katie and Adam, hey, yo, Jack. All right,
Jack's
we got the usual suspects, you know. We'll see if Mom remembered it was happening and if she chimes in. But we are
She's
back.
Here.
Oh, there we go. The team's all here. As you can see, we're sans Brandon again.
He's on assignment.
On
the East Coast.
Top secret assignment.
Top secret mission.
Out there. Yes.
Currently at an airport.
Yes.
On the East Coast.
And thanks for humoring us last week when we were too tired to have an episode.
It was. The Saturday was a long drive.
It was just, it was a lot was going on.
Yeah,
anyway.
we slept so late on that Sunday, and it was just like, we can't do it.
Like, no.
Can't
All right,
do it.
We're only human. So, I guess we'll go ahead and get
I'm
started.
a superhero. What do you mean we're only human? I'm a superhero, but even superheroes need that.
Superheroes need rest occasionally.
Yeah, gotta rest.
What's your superpower?
Drinking and knowing things. Mainly drinking.
You okay? You okay? Watch the table here.
Big
all right.
superhero toe. Hit the table.
All right. Well, Katie says currently drinking. You needed the break. We did. We did need the break. Yes, every now and then we need a break. And at the end of the episode, we'll say what next episode's gonna be.
Actually, next couple of episodes, we actually have them figured out.
We do.
It's amazing what can happen when Brandon's on assignment. We just make command decisions and just it is what it is. It's what
but no one promotes us on social media because I don't have the logins on my phone. But anyway.
No.
Brandon has one job. Ooh, Katie's drinking a blueberry raspberry protein shake.
Oh, that actually sounds...
Ooh, that sounds good.
Is it like no alcohol in it?
Yeah, I think it's just a normal drink because it's just like a Sunday at 2 for everybody else, which I guess is okay.
Yeah, one for Oregon.
Yeah. But is Jack in the same time zone?
He's in Central.
Okay, so he's an hour ahead.
He's an hour ahead, so
anyway,
he's in the future.
Let's get started because, Jack usually has fun things to do on Saturday evenings. or Sunday evenings. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what day it is.
All right.
Okay, give me a little... I need a little...
Oh, I don't know how to do the countdown. In 5, 4, 3... Whatever.
What?
Let's do it again.
You're not supposed to talk when you do it.
All right, let's do it again. All right, you ready?
Tea.
We're live in 5, 4, 3...
Hey everyone, welcome to Cosmos with Cosmos. Of course, I'm Liz.
I'm Mike.
And this week, we have an update on the Mars situation. Back in February, we sent 2 rovers to... Well, no, we didn't.
One rover.
I was going to do the whole... I realized halfway through my intro that I was totally going to do, like, the old news-timey thing of introing it, and then failed massively at it.
It's
what we do. So anyway, we're going to be doing a Mars update this episode and just giving a kind of a little overview of what I'm too low, a short torso. Of what the Perseverance rover and its little helicopter buddy Ingenuity have been up to since they landed on Mars back in February.
Driving and flying.
I can't believe that was this year.
No, it seems so long ago.
I was like, wait a minute. Did that happen this year that they landed?
Yep. Super Bowl 2021. Our Super Bowl 2021.
Our Super Bowl 2021.
We got another Super Bowl coming up in December. So join us for that one.
But before we get to a little Mars update and what these CwC robots have been getting up to. Of course, follow us on all the things. The Twitter's at Drinking Cosmos. Everything else, Cosmos with Cosmos, cosmoswithcosmos.com. Just Cosmos with Cosmos everywhere. And of course, it wouldn't be Cosmos without some beverages. So, Mike, what have you in thy cuppeth?
It is a Jezero mule. God, I cannot talk today. Jezero mule. Moscow mule. But it's got, as with every other Moscow mule kind of drink, you have a vodka, also some ginger beer, and normally it goes with, I think, like lime juice or lemon juice, something like that.
Yeah.
But to give it that nice Mars red, it is a cranberry cherry.
Ooh,
so,
nice.
Cheers.
Jezero, which is the crater that Perseverance landed in.
And what you got?
I have what is being called the I can't remember the name of it. The Rochette.
Yes.
The Rochette. Which we will talk about what that is in a little bit because it has to do with our update. But the Rochette, and this drink is vodka.
Vodka.
Peach vodka.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's my vodka too.
Yeah, I finished it off.
Yeah, I was hoping you would.
Yeah, okay, well, I did. A frozen mixed berry blend, a little bit of orange juice, and a little bit of cranberry juice.
Oh, nice.
I just kind of did a hodgepodge in the blender. Blended it up. Kind
of like what Perseverance does some of those rocks.
Just whips them up in a blender?
Well, it does scour the rocks.
Yeah.
Kind of, whips them up, yes.
So I'm just like Perseverance.
Yes, you're just like Percy.
All right. Now, of course, as always, we have some rules during the show. So, of course, if you hear any dogs barking, or if we're nerdy like always and make any Lord of the Rings or Star Wars references, take a drink. Take a big swig.
If you feel the need to just take a drink, don't wait for the rules. Just do it.
Take a drink whenever you want to take a drink. Yeah.
That's what we do. So.
Yeah, I might be taking lots of drinks because it's super windy outside and I have wind PTSD. So I need to distract myself from the wind that is occurring.
It was a year ago. It was pretty much a year ago when the great Ogden hurricane of 2020 occurred.
And we lost half of our fence.
We did lose half of our fence.
It was only half. It was like a quarter of the fence.
Yeah, we lost part of our fence, and it was an insane time.
Yes. So, anyway, on with Mars. So of course, I have to wear this favorite shirt because, in fact, I wore this going down to the office the other day, and I was just I was walking. Maybe it was last week when I wore it. I don't remember. But anyway, and I was walking along, and I walked past this grouping of guys. I don't know, there's like 3 of them or whatever. Or maybe there's 2 of them. I don't know. But then as I passed them, one like mouthed, or I heard him say under his breath, maybe to his buddy, like, robots live here. Then he read my shirt and he was thinking about it. And I was like, ha-ha! Got someone thinking about what the fuck that's all about.
Yeah.
And it's about Mars.
And hopefully he realized the orange color was Mars, and but let's put a positive spin and let's say, it was like, oh yeah, Perseverance is there. Because doing its thing, curiosity.
This sure is true. Robots live on Mars, and they're ones that we've sent there to kind of tootle around and, science things, so we can learn more about the planet.
Science shit.
So, of course, back in February 18th, the Mars Perseverance rover. What is the formal? What's the formal name of it again?
Oh, I don't know.
Because let's see, the Mars Curiosity is the Mars Science Laboratory, right?
Yeah.
And Perseverance.
No, isn't. Oh wait a minute. What is? You see, like Spirit and Opportunity had a name.
They were the Mars Exploration rovers,
right?
Right?
That's what it was. Yeah.
So Spirit and Opportunity were the Mars
Science Lab for Curiosity.
Mars Exploration rovers. Mars Science Lab for Curiosity. I can't remember what Perseverance's technical title is.
But it's Percy.
It's Percy, Perseverance. So it landed February 18th. We had a big watch party, super excited. Everything went well.
I had tears. There were tears.
The video of the rover landing on the surface via the sky crane
it's just amazing.
Amazing and so much fun. And
this was the first time that we had like video from the actual
landing,
from the landing itself. So we were able to watch in real time, well, quote unquote real time. The actually coming down and seeing it blow all the dust down, and then watching the sky crane fly away, and the parachutes. I was going to call them umbrellas. The big umbrellas, the big parachutes.
Because it rains often on Mars.
The big parachutes. I mean, it was just such a cool...
They could be umbrellas, and they could use umbrellas and then call, like, the rover, like, Mary Poppins. And it could be like, I'm Mary Poppins, bitch. This is landing on Mars.
Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah, I know that'd be great.
But what's great about that, and that... being able to actually capture basically this new technology of landing a robot on Mars is, for me, when you watch that, it's very relatable, and I don't want to use the word humanizing, but I'm going to use the word humanizing because I don't have a large vocabulary, but it makes it, because you can tell when helicopters land on the Earth, you get that, and so it's like, it makes Mars feel more real instead of just kind of a... Like, we know it's real, but we don't have any physical concept of it because no one's ever really been there. We can't... But these videos and, like, the color images and all that, they really make it, like, a relatable world.
Yeah, and, like, the videos of the dust devils. I mean, I saw something... I mean, driving back from, from Oregon, you can see dust devils out in the fields in eastern Oregon and Idaho and stuff like that, and that stuff's going on Mars as well.
Every time I see a dust devil on Earth, I'm like, that shit happens on Mars. Like, I immediately think about, like, the dust devils on Mars.
And there's this really cool, I mean, we were looking at it today, there's this really cool video that well, I mean, obviously it was Perseverance, but that took it, but watching the dust devils move, and then there was this one video of Ingenuity flying in. I think it was maybe one of its longer flights, and it came in, and then there was like a little dust devil behind it. And the question really was did Ingenuity create that dust?
Yeah.
Or was it just, coincidence, and there was some dust that was just kind of flying by? Because Mars has winds, and these winds can pick up that fine dust and create little dust devils and stuff like that.
I wish we had Mars winds.
Yes, well, yeah, but that, the thing is the thinness of the atmosphere.
I know, and then we couldn't breathe and we'd all be dead. So yeah, I get it, but I wish we had winds that didn't knock over anything.
Yep, I know, right? Just pick up some fine dust and that's it. So yeah, just really cool stuff. I encourage you to go on to NASA's Perseverance page and look up some of the imagery. It's amazing stuff, and the landscape, desolate but beautiful, and the sky. I especially love the Martian sky when it is close to like sunrise or sunset, and you get this
really like blue
hue to it. It's just it's a beautiful thing. It's actually for the planetarium company I work for, it's actually one of my favorite shots that our system can do, is making that blue, and I just love it. It's just it's a beautiful thing.
It's so otherworldly.
I knew it was coming. It was the pause. There's a whole setup.
I got my routine, my
So for everybody who's listening and not watching, it's a whole setup. It's a whole bit.
We don't have time to explain it. They'll just have to watch. All right. Just watch the YouTube videos. So of course, Mars landed safely. Awesome, cool. In Jezero, crater.
Jezero crater.
Which is an ancient river delta. And of course that's important because where there was water, there could have been life. And so one of Perseverance's main objectives, as opposed to Curiosity, which didn't have the capability, but is to look for evidence that Mars was habitable and there was past life.
Yeah,
in the past, and not like a little green man, hello,
or
Mars.
Or the guys from Mars Attacks.
Yeah, no, definitely. But microscopic life that could have been able to arise and survive on the red planet, many billions and billions of at least 4 of those billions, I guess maybe 3 of those billions years ago.
I think for Jezero crater, they think it was wet 3.5 billion years ago.
Yeah. So. There's these rovers, of course. These rovers, Curiosity and Perseverance, have all these amazing scientific capabilities and tools on them, lasers and scourers and
the scouring is really important.
Technologies, and all of this is to study those rocks and see what materials they're made of, see if this area, some of the rocks, they don't know if they are formed from water or if it was volcanic activity. They also don't know Jezero crater, while, a lake bed in the past, it could have been like a flash, like it was around for 50 years or something, But or it could have been something that was long-standing water. They don't know, and so by being there, and they can use Perseverance to then find that out and get kind of a history and piece together a timeline of the past of this area of Mars and what, if anything, was there.
Yeah, and another question that Perseverance has given the scientists that are actually studying Jezero crater and so forth is that there are hints possibly that Jezero crater was wet, and then it dried up, and then it got wet again, and then it dried up, and then it got wet again, and so it was multiple times that it was wet, which meant multiple times in which you could have had the possibility of life.
Yeah.
In Jezero crater. I really hope they find it. I really hope they find it.
We know. So, it landed there. It had to do a bunch of tests. They gotta, they took pictures of everything to make sure everything looked okay, nothing was damaged. They had to test it's moving around. Doing the robot. Oh my God, they should program it to do the robot.
Well, they kind of did it with that little wheel.
It was like
when they were testing the wheel, it was kind of like that.
So it was Sol 14. Sols are the days on Mars.
The 14th day that it was there.
Where it did its first drive of 33 minutes.
Yeah.
So driving along. And then I didn't write down the date of when they deployed Ingenuity.
Day 16.
Day 16? Sol 16?
Sol 16 is when they started it.
Okay, yeah. So Ingenuity...
Well, I think it was 16.
We'll go with it. You can fact check us.
Yeah.
Around there. So Ingenuity is this little helicopter that it is stashed on the bottom of Perseverance. It had this heat shield over it to protect it during the entry and landing process.
Which really looks a lot like this thing that dropped off the bottom of our car.
Yes, it did, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
It's just...
Except more metal.
And it took 6 days for them to actually... dismount the rover or the helicopter from Perseverance with they had little, I guess, controlled explosions to explode the bolts, get it off.
I didn't realize it was a 6-day process.
I didn't either.
And it was one of those things where once they started it, they couldn't stop it, and so they took a lot of care in trying to find the perfect place to drop it. And so what would happen is they would because it's on I think you said
it's on the bottom. It was on the bottom of it.
Underbelly of
undercarriage.
Perseverance, and so it drops down, and then Perseverance literally drives away. And there was a spot that it was supposed to drive to, which it did. ZYL, something like that. But
I don't know.
there was a little place where off to the side that Perseverance was going to go, and it was then going to turn and watch Ingenuity spin up its rotors,
they could,
and then eventually take its first flight.
Yeah, so they could watch the testing of it. And it took a lot of testing. In fact, there was a software issue initially that they were able to get sorted out before they could actually take flight with those rovers. So to go into Ingenuity and kind of like its update, and just a little bit of just a little context on the size of it, it's 4 pounds. It's a little tiny 4-pound little helicopter, which is only 1.5 pounds on Mars.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Less gravity pulling on you, so you weigh less on Mars. Yeah. So there you go. Diet plan. And its rotors are 4 feet tip to tip.
Okay, yeah, and there's 2 of them. So you have one on top, one on the bottom, and they spin opposite, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they spin opposite directions. And you might be wondering why you need, 4-foot wingspan on these things. The atmosphere is really thin, and so you need more rotor length to pick up more of that atmosphere to actually to get that lift and lift you off the surface. And it also helps that you're only 1 pound on Mars.
1.5 pounds.
1.5 pounds on Mars. Excuse me. Didn't mean to make you lighter than you were. But I hear it's getting tired.
It's getting tired now? I didn't know Ingenuity was getting tired already. Well, it's powered by solar panels. And so it only can have its battery can only charge enough for basically 1 90-second flight per day. Is what it can do. And
having said that, you can charge it for longer.
Yeah.
And it can fly longer.
Yeah.
So
the problem, though, also with using solar panels on Mars, though, is that Mars is real dusty.
Yeah.
And so it's like as soon as Perseverance landed, it was already just like covered in dust.
Yeah, the pictures, some of the first pictures, and actually raised a little bit of concern was there was dust that was
on Ingenuity's solar panels.
Had left half of the solar panels.
So, but what is fun also is that the Dust Devils, which has happened with Spirit, I believe, the Spirit rover, was that they'll come along and kind of clean off those solar panels.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice of Mars to do that. There was it was Spirit and Opportunity. It had gotten covered with dust and was actually losing power pretty quickly, and a Dust Devil just came and
it was like, here you
cleaned
go.
it off for him.
What service on Mars.
I know, right?
Man, that's nice.
Wish we had that service here.
Right. So, Ingenuity now is basically has had the first controlled flight on another planet.
Another world.
And because they knew that if all goes accordingly, that they would accomplish this task. And so they actually asked for a tiny piece. And received a tiny piece of material from the Wright brothers' plane.
The Wright Flyer.
The Wright Flyer.
Yep.
And so that's on Ingenuity. And so now the area where it made the first flight is called Wright Brothers Field.
Yeah.
40-second flight on another planet.
Which is actually, I believe, longer than the flight that the Wright brothers did. So at least
that's fun. Take that.
At least their first
Take
first
that,
flight.
Right, bros.
And Kitty Hawk. Or if it's not longer, it's comparable in length.
Yeah.
And so, but Ingenuity, really and truly, they were like, hey, let's just test it for a couple of flights, and that's it. But it's now done something like 12 or 13 flights.
Yeah.
And it's actually playing a critical part in the mission Perseverance, and so it can actually get up, take some beautiful color pictures, but more importantly, take a look at the landscape and find potential hazards.
It's a scout. It's like a scout.
It's a scout.
In fact, it was in like a sort of like this test flight phase, which is what it was doing, and they were like, all right, but it performed so well, it actually exceeded expectations, as you're talking about, that they started to give it more and more kind of free reign to like fly longer and take more riskier maneuvers. And so now it is in this like new operations demonstration phase where they can take it for longer, and they're going to use it to help scout out terrain and just kind of test the capabilities of it and what they can do with it, which they can then build upon and improve for future missions and see like, hey, how can we utilize this technology in a better scientific way?
This is a really amazing thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It really and truly is an amazing thing. And so you learn all that you can from Ingenuity,
mm-hmm.
and then you build bigger ones.
Yep.
And eventually you build things big enough to where you can fly humans around on Mars. And so it'll be really interesting,
mm-hmm.
really exciting and interesting time to for NASA. They've had a lot of success
mm-hmm.
with Mars. To be honest, Mars is extremely difficult to land on. Extremely difficult. In fact, until our more recent successful run of
mm-hmm.
rovers on Mars,
mm-hmm.
Only about half the missions, if that, were successful in landing on Mars. Some of it we shot ourselves in the foot when we failed to convert meters to, feet, things like that.
Right math.
You gotta do your math. You gotta do proper unit conversion. But most of the time though, it doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been really lucky with Sojourner, with Spirit and Opportunity,
mm-hmm.
Curiosity, and then this just amazing landing with Percy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then landers like Insight and Viking.
Yeah, and Viking and Insight.
Phoenix.
Yeah, a lot of them aren't successful, so we have to be excited
mm-hmm.
when we land on another planet.
Especially when you're. The wind just are. We can hear it through the swamp. Freaked Leia out for a second. Anyway, especially when you are basically sending and testing out new technologies to another planet for the first time, like Curiosity and the Sky Crane technology that hadn't ever been done, and you can't adequately test it on Earth in fullness because we're not Mars. Totally different conditions that can't be fully replicated here. And so you kind of, for the most part, NASA goes in blind a little bit because it's like, well, we know the math. Okay, the math checks out. The materials check out. The equipment checks out. But is Mars going to give its approval? Like, they don't really know once they get there, okay, is it going to work? Or what, there's so many unpredictable things that could go wrong and happen, so. Yeah,
and a couple things. I think we have to stop saying that, like, let's say Perseverance did not successfully land. I mean, for those that watched, you might know that I may have had a tear come out of my eye when it landed.
It was just
but if it had not been successful, there probably been a lot more tears. But oh God, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh. Even if Perseverance had not successfully landed on Mars, it would not have been a failure because we would have learned so much from it. We would have been very disappointed, and all that kind of stuff and things like that, but we would learn from it. But also, let's say that you are engaged in Perseverance from the moment it launches and leaves Earth, so starting 6 months before it lands.
Mm-hmm.
The story of Perseverance actually is decades old.
One could say it's persevered through time.
We need a new rule where we have to take a drink every time you do a pun, where you do a little thing.
No, it's
listening.
too much.
But yeah, I mean, like, scientists and engineers have put their entire lives into these things.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so the story of Perseverance goes back a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And you have people who worked on Spirit and Opportunity's landing, now working on Perseverance's landing, and and that knowledge just carries through. It's an amazing story, whether it's on Mars or on Earth. It's just an amazing story.
Yeah.
You're leading the show.
Anyway, thank you for that. Just so for some most recent news on just something Ingenuity has done. September 4th, NASA, the Ingenuity helicopter, it provided a 3D view of a rock-covered mound during its 13th flight. So it has a 3D camera, or it combines the two, so it's basically working on performing kind of a reconnaissance mission into Perseverance's next location target that it's going to go to, called the South Seta region. And this is, so where Perseverance is now, which I'm going to get into in a second, the rocks seem to be more younger. It's a younger region, whereas where they're planning to go next is supposed to be like more an older region with older rocks, and that can then they're delving backwards into the timeline of Mars a little bit more. So.
What? Okay, I was gonna say your mom's got a great question. Okay.
All right. So its main basically thing is scouting and photographing the terrain, and then them playing around and testing its flying capabilities a bit.
That's why you were done. That's why I said.
I know.
All right.
Are we sharing info with other countries?
Yes. NASA.
We're not China.
Yeah, well done. So NASA gets its money from us, the American taxpayer.
We own NASA.
Yeah, and so it any information that any knowledge that NASA learns is public domain. It is free to everybody technically in the United States, but in reality, it is shared with everybody in the world that wants it. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that you get that information immediately. There is embargoes that occur, and what that allows for is for the scientists who actually got the information from, say, like the Hubble Space Telescope or what have you, to have first access to that information.
Right.
And you usually see it in imagery that will be embargoed for a short time. But then the data itself, the astronomer gets to have for maybe a year before that data gets pushed out into the world. But yes, public domain. So that's why you, as an American taxpayer, have access to all of the imagery from Perseverance, from Ingenuity, but also from
Hubble,
the Hubble Space Telescope, the Juno spacecraft, Voyager, any of those things.
Yeah, all those NASA missions.
The Apollo missions. So, all the pictures and data that the astronauts
all that doctored footage
from a soundstage in LA.
Yes.
We need X-Files music playing.
All right, so Perseverance. Of course, I mean, Ingenuity is cute, and I would say steals the show a little bit, but Perseverance is technically the star of this show, aka mission.
Oh yeah, does all the heavy lifting.
It has to do all the heavy lifting, aka the science, because that's what it's built for.
Yeah, because Ingenuity is just proof of concept.
I mean, Curiosity was known as the Mars Science Laboratory, which is Perseverance is a twin of Curiosity, except it has some upgraded equipment and whatnot. But it's essentially a science lab on wheels.
But it can also do a little bit more in that it can actually look for evidence of microbial life.
Yes. Which I was going to get into.
Not looking for that little amoeba,
yes,
but looking for the evidence that existed billions of years ago.
And one cool thing about Perseverance that it can do that Curiosity can't do is it is designed to be able to take core samples of rock and store them and deposit them for later missions to come and retrieve those and bring them back here so that we can do some in-depth, good old-fashioned human analysis, some human science on it. And that will be super exciting when that happens, because there's only so much you can build into a robot to be able to do on the surface of a planet, really, to really fully understand Mars and its past and what it was like, and really if there was life and what kind of life, what that life looked like or was made of or whatever. We really need to study that with the capabilities that we have built here on Earth, that we just can't send it all to Mars or have robots do. Looking for amoeba poop. Gotta find the amoeba poop. That's how we learn about dinosaurs a lot. Dinosaur poop. Dinosaur poop can tell you a lot about dinosaurs, whether they're clever or not. Anyway, in August, Perseverance did its first attempt at a core sample. However,
did not go well.
It did not go well at all.
They did figure out what happened though.
And essentially was that the material was too soft, and it basically just crumbled into a fine dust.
Yeah, so it gets it and it puts it into
a tube. And they were like, "There's nothing in the tube. What happened?" They look in the hole. They're like, "What?" And then they figure out, oh, it all just crumbled into a fine dust. They couldn't grab it. They couldn't grab it.
It's like trying to grab sand at the beach.
Yeah.
And it just kind of goes through your fingers. And so, but it actually raised some concern there for a bit until they were able to figure it out. It's like, okay, so we knew it was there, but then it wasn't there. What happened?
Mars is magic.
Is Perseverance malfunctioning? They would eventually say, okay, Mars is magic. We'll go with that.
Yes.
But is Perseverance malfunctioning? Is this something that is not going to work now?
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out it's all right. And it actually can do 40 more of these, grabs a rock and analyze it like that.
Yeah, and it can then, as it goes along, it can, there's little depots where it will drop it off at that then they can collect it from later. So it failed that first round back in August. So in September, just recently, the 6th and the 8th.
I like how you say in September as if we were out of September. That's
why I said in September, so recently.
We still got like 10 more days, right? I think we have 10 more days.
I don't know what day it is. Yes, Jack, the mages of Mars. Be a Mars mage. So it did its next rock samples, which were successful, and it sampled a rock named Rochette.
Hey!
Which is my drink name. It's a Mars rock. I'm drinking Mars rock.
So it was the first successful rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was the first successful rock in the history of all rocks.
Of all
the
rocks.
The most successful rock that there's ever been.
Hence the need to name your drink after.
Yes. So the September 6th, they did the first core sample, which was named Montdenier.
Named what?
Montdenier.
Okay.
I don't know. It sounds like it's French, so that's what I'm going. Like Rochette. That sounds French. That seems like Rochette, a French thing. I don't know. I didn't look up what it's named after. I probably should have done that a little bit of research beforehand, but I'll give you the homework. And then they did a second one that's called Montagnac.
Sure.
I don't know what you do with the G next to an N in French. Are you trying to look at Montaigne? I don't know. Anyway, a French rock, another French rock. So these first core samples, Montagnac.
Yeah, sure.
Montagnac.
Yeah, just say it like somebody from
Montagnac
Paris.
and Montagnier.
There you go.
From
hey,
Rochette.
That's good.
Rochette.
That's good. Go with it.
Okay.
Go with it.
All right.
Wine and cheese, everybody.
So they're basaltic in composition, and they may be the product of lava flows, but they've also seen salts within the rocks as well, and that could be formed when groundwater flowed through the rocks.
Oh, yeah.
And then they also could have had basically like little tiny bubbles of water trapped inside of them.
Bubbles of Mars water.
Bubbles of Mars water. That could be. They don't know, but they could be trapped in there. And then
it's not a lot of water. It would not be a lot of water.
No, it wouldn't be a lot of water at all. And so basically, like, the level of, like, alteration that they're seeing in this rock is sort of in, like, cognac. Yeah, okay. Anyway. So basically, the level of alteration that they're seeing in these rocks, that implies that maybe it was water that had been around for a good length of time, rather than something that was just like filled in and out.
And that's what you need for life.
And that is what you need for life. But they won't really know until they can get these core samples back to the good old EARTH for some study.
Yeah. How long does it take for that intel to get back to us?
Like from the information from the rover itself back to us, just like that we know it's made of this material.
Samples. That information gets back to us within tens of minutes.
Yeah.
It depends
quickly
on how far away we are from Mars. So we are hampered by the speed of light. But you're talking tens of minutes here. So within an hour, you'll be able to get that information.
As far as the core samples getting back to us, well,
longer.
It's going to take some time because
it takes some time. Somebody's got to pick that up.
We need to have
FedEx
the mission.
has to show up. They have to pick it up. Then they have to send it to their sorting facility at Olympus Mons. They put it on a rocket. That rocket comes here. It takes about, we'll say, 6 months to go here, and then they will deposit that core sample in a sorting facility, say in LA. And then it will get on a UPS truck and FedEx.
You switched to UPS from FedEx?
Okay, so it'll get on a FedEx truck. And then FedEx will deliver it to NASA with a signature. It needs to have a signature. That's how it happens.
Wow,
That's the official plan. It's all about the sorting facilities.
You went far with... I didn't know you were going to take it all the way back, but yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a mission planned? A sample return mission being like in the works?
Oh, I'm sure they have. I'm sure that somewhere on a board they have a mission.
So it could be probably like a decade before we get those core samples back to the Earth. All right, it's gonna take some time. It'll
be a while. It's on a whiteboard somewhere. Moon sorting. Then LAS.
Oh yeah, they got to go to the moon first. That's customs is in.
Customs in the moon.
Yeah, you got to pass moon customs, otherwise, no.
And what if custom rejects it?
I guess it's just
is this duty free? Is it duty free, or do you have to pay whatever it is?
It's a duty free Mars sample. Yeah.
Yeah, pay duty on it. How much is this rock worth?
Now, every Mars mission. There's something amazing that is seen by these robots, and we get one every mission, sometimes two every mission.
I was like, where are you going?
And
now
so
I know
far,
where you're going.
And so far, Perseverance has just what, since February? How many months is that? Where are we at now?
We'll say 7 months.
7 months, 8 months, 8 months into its journey, something like that. It has.
Oh shit! You know what? It's 7 months in 1 day.
It's 7 months in 1 day.
7 months in
Look
1 day.
At that. Okay. It has already found something amazing, and it took a picture of it, and.
Now keep in mind, it has seen rocks of all kinds, big rocks,
small
little
rocks,
volcanic rocks, sedimentary rocks.
Mm-hmm.
But then it discovered this rock.
And the rock that it has seen is the butt crack rock. So now we know where the ass on Mars is.
It's in Jezero Crater.
It's in Jezero Crater.
It's truly an ass crack rock.
It's an ass crack rock. Software engineer Kevin Gill, who's a data wrangler at JPL, I don't know if that's his official title, but I guess he posted that photo of the rock on Twitter and called it the butt crack rock. And some other people have hopped on board with that. So it's another long line of fun rocks we see on Mars due to, that, what is that, Delia or whatever, where you see familiar things like Jesus toast.
Amorphosizing?
No, it's not that. It's like it starts with a P. It's a weird word that starts with a P. So we have the ass crack rock. There's the face on Mars. There's like a Brachiosaurus rock. There's that like Bigfoot rock.
You see what you want to see.
I think there's a smiley face, but there's also a smiley face on Venus as well. Yeah, so we just see random shit, and I guess we've reached butt crack phase.
Well, our brain is really good at trying to make order out of chaos, and it's a butt.
That's courtesy of one Karen Davison. That's where the amoeba poop comes from. So they just need a core sample of that ass.
Get your proctologist.
Drill right in.
We need a proctologist on Mars stat. You know, what I love is, like, your mom just building off of Jack right there. They're just working together. Their team working together with the comments.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like it. I like this participation. All right. So, now, Perseverance has its sights set on an area known as South Seta.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. I think it's named. I think it's a Native American name. But by the start of October, all Mars missions are going to be standing down and taking a little break as we go into the Mars conjunction.
With the sun.
With the sun.
Yes.
So Mars and Earth are going to be on opposite sides of the sun, and we won't be able to talk to each other.
Yeah.
So we gotta...
Big star in the way.
Big star's in the way, so we just gotta be like, all right, you guys take a rest. Maybe that's why Ingenuity is getting a little sleepy now. It's getting a little tired now, because they're winding things down and preparing to kind of hibernate, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it can still maybe do some stuff.
Yeah.
But...
Well, they're not going to fly Ingenuity for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely not. But the thing is you don't really... you can't send any commands to either craft.
Yeah, they might have some pre-programmed in.
Yeah, and so the stuff it can do is very limited, so might as well take a nap.
Yeah.
Rest your energy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe take some pictures while you're on vacation, and then when you pop back out on the other side of the sun, you send that to us, and we can start
science back up.
Yeah. God, I wish I could have a vacation like that, extended vacation like that. Weeks at a time.
You want to be a bear and just kind of go hibernate in a den for like 6 months?
Yes. Not leave the house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe go to Oregon. But and take winter.
Oh God.
Winter would lose his mind.
Anyway, cat does not travel well.
He would not be able to handle that.
All right. Well, that's our Mars update.
Yeah, so a lot of great things happening with Mars.
It's going well. Things are going well. Perseverance is doing some shit. Things are working. Ingenuity is just buzzing around all over the place.
Literally, you can hear the sounds.
Yeah, they have sounds of it.
They have sounds of it. You can hear it.
You can hear it just buzz,
Yeah.
buzz on by.
Sounds like a mosquito.
And yeah, so it's exciting to see what will come from it, and not just, during the current mission duration, but also for future missions when we plan to actually bring shit from Mars back, and it could be literal shit from amoebas. We don't know. We'll see.
I'm telling you, that's going to be amazing. Stay tuned with Perseverance. I think there's going to be a lot of great discoveries that occur. And let's be honest, if it discovers no life, that's an amazing discovery as well. So
disappointing. But
for
it's
me,
amazing.
For me, disappointing. Yes, for me, it's disappointing. For a couple of various reasons, but even if it doesn't find that evidence, that's a great discovery. It doesn't mean that it wasn't there. It just means that Perseverance didn't find the data for it, and maybe future missions will. Maybe those core samples that return to Earth, maybe the scientists here can find it, can go further than what Perseverance can do. But it's just an amazing story, and if anything, go watch the videos of it landing. It's fucking awesome.
So cool.
That was just a sky crane. That's all you gotta say is sky crane.
Anything flying on another planet is kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, that is our Mars update with the Perseverance rover and Ingenuity helicopter doing its thing. So stay tuned for when they come out of sleep. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting real bad at it. Anyway, thank you all.
Should we tell them what we're doing next time?
I'll get there.
Okay. I'm sorry. You're like,
Let me
sound like
host.
you were gonna be like, I'm out of here. Bye.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, on this episode of Cosmos with Cosmos, talking about Mars. Next time, we will be playing 20 questions, apparently, somehow. There's a 20 questions that we will be doing.
Yeah, so either send us your 20 questions about astronomy. Don't send us 20 questions about what we ate last night. Send us 20 questions about astronomy.
Yeah, so if you have questions, send it
them
to us, and we will put them in.
Making up the
Otherwise,
questions.
we're going to make up questions. And that could be real dangerous, but that's what we're gonna do. And then following,
tell them that. That's a really exciting one to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to. And then
what
after that,
What's our show in 4 weeks? What's our show?
Why don't you tell them, Mike?
No, I'll let you do it. You got it. You're the host.
God, this is how every woman hosting anything feels.
Wow. Okay. Wow. All right.
After that will be the start of season 3. No, wait. Next episode is going to start season 3.
One of these is going to.
One of them is going to start season 3. But after 20 questions, we will have another edition of Tipsy Stars, where we will explore the fall, because we will officially be in fall. Finally.
It starts in a couple of days, by the way.
Evening sky, and we'll do our little Tipsy Stars planetarium show via YouTube. So joining us, and of course follow us on all the things. Twitter at Drinking Cosmos, everything
like
else
us and all the things.
Cosmos with Cosmos, and we will see you next time. For those with us right now, stick around. Of course, the hangover comes up next. Well, we'll just talk bullshit as we normally do anyway. So stick around. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be right back. We'll see you.
Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Adios. We have returned.
And I wasn't expecting us to return.
You weren't expecting us to return yet?
Yet. No, I wasn't. I thought we were going to discuss things a little bit more.
Okay. I mean, neither one of us had really anything, an idea of what we were going to talk about for The Hangover or what we want to talk about.
Well, why don't we talk about, at least right now, so one of its main missions is to look for evidence of life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is looking at rocks and things like that and understanding what the rocks are and are they volcanic rocks? Are they, sedimentary rocks, that type of thing?
Mm-hmm.
But at its core, it is also looking for, as Jack says, that amoeba shit.
Amoeba shit.
It is looking for amoeba shit.
Punk band name?
That actually is a good punk band name.
Hey everyone, we're amoeba shit!
Amoeba shit! Punks generally are smart. They know what amoebas are. So.
Although, Jack, I believe you spelled amoeba wrong. I believe there's an O in it somewhere.
There's an O in there somewhere.
I don't remember which side of the E it goes on.
I personally do not like to call out spelling of, our massive fan base. But.
Look, we need to promote accuracy in all of science. All right? As we're like, we don't know. It's probably this. Look it up yourselves.
Is a comment science? Jack, we love you, man. Don't turn away.
There was Amoeba Records. Is Amoeba Records still around? I think there was Amoeba Records in Berkeley.
I don't know. I've never heard of Amoeba Records.
No, maybe that's only a Bay Area thing.
Like a Berkeley thing?
It could just be a Bay Area thing. San Francisco Bay Area thing.
I love how you assume everything in the Bay Area is just global.
I do.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in South Carolina, they're like, what the fuck's an amoeba? We ain't got an amoeba.
What's a record?
What's a record?
Yeah, okay, it was in Berkeley.
Amoeba records. Ain't got no amoeba records here. That's from the Bay Area.
Rasputin? Did you know
South will rise
Rasputin
again.
Records?
What?
You have a Rasputin Records?
Mm-mm.
There was one in
But one of the
Concord.
best record stores in South Carolina, and I do not know if they're still open, is in Charleston, and I'm gonna pretend it's still open with the words I use, but it's in Charleston and it's called The Prison, and it was a punk record store. You could get all your punk needs from there. It was awesome. Anytime I would go down to Charleston,
you go to prison.
It was great.
That's fun.
You get all the like the little fanzines. You get all the bootleg tapes of just the concerts and all this kind of stuff. And you can find a great place to find what punk bands were actually coming to the area and that you could see.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like going to Rasputin Records in Concord. Go to Rasputin, look through all their collection of stuff, and then go next door to Blondie's Pizza and get a really good slice of pizza.
Nice. Nice.
Anyway, we were talking about Mars and got real distracted.
It's the hangover. This is what we do. I was gonna say, I think that when we talk about what might happen if it does find life.
What might happen? Well, society's gonna lose their shit.
They're gonna lose their shit.
And
the punk in me can't wait for that to happen. All right, let's just be honest. You're going to have a lot of religions of the world are going to have to pivot.
Just like they did with Galileo.
They're going to
They're
have
gonna
to
be like, damn it.
And I am going to love to watch that pivot. And it's just going to be another example of hypocrisy.
Whatever. They got plenty of what are those the spin artists? What are they called? The people who put a spin on things. They have a
spin doctors.
Spin doctors.
Spin doctors.
They got tons of spin artists. they got many of spin doctors like on retainer that they they got a whole PR department that they've been.
I guarantee you it's going to be our religion didn't say that there wasn't life elsewhere in the universe. It was just it's not human life. That's what they're going to say.
It was also made in his image.
Yeah. Whatever. But really and truly, I hope it finds it. That whole thing about religions and society really is secondary for me.
Mm-hmm.
It really boils down to the philosophical thing of, hey, we're not alone. If life can exist here, and on Earth, and then we can go next door and find that life existed on Mars in extreme conditions, which we know life can happen in extreme conditions.
Water bears.
Yep. And even at the bottom of the oceans and things like that, then it's got to be elsewhere in the universe.
I mean, if you look at our planet is just real crazy. I mean, our planet has so much diverse extremities to it.
It does.
You know, and here we are hanging out along with so many weird ass fucking species of life on this planet. So, there's always going to be someone that says it's fake.
No. Okay, you have to do the whole thing.
Oh, but it says there's a certain section of Mayberry that will say it's fake. Is that a Leave It to Beaver?
No,
Mayberry?
that is the Andy Griffith Show.
Okay.
It takes place somewhere in a fake town in North Carolina. And so the Andy Griffith Show is big in the South because it reflects Southern values. You know, there's not a single African American in that show. It's all white people. And, you know, it's where Opie got his start. Ron Howard.
Oh, I thought like Happy Days was his start.
No, he was Opie on.
I've never seen the Andy Griffith Show, so I don't. He's a sheriff, right?
Yeah, he's a sheriff, and then you have Don Knotts as the deputy Barney Fife, and Otis, town drunk, and I don't know. Opie doesn't have a mom. Mom's dead or ran off with Otis's brother. I don't quite know, but they live with an aunt. So Mount Airy.
I
was in CBS Morning.
I had a question I was going to ask you. That was a serious question. Oh yes. Okay. How do you think if we find life on Mars, how do you think that is going to not change or influence or readjust how we look at how life evolved on Earth?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it changes how we view how life evolved on Earth, because Mars is a very different place. It was similar to Earth in some ways, but also very different. And so I think it's going to expand the possibilities of how life could have popped up here on Earth.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it can only expand us.
Yeah.
It can't expand our knowledge and how we view things.
Yeah, it can't limit it.
It can't
hinder any knowledge. I mean,
no. In fact, our view of how life evolved on Earth right now is limiting. We need to see how life evolved on Mars, because we are going to find that there was life on Mars, and that one day somehow somebody's going to find that there was life on Mars, and it's going to expand. And then, you know what, we might find the possibility that there's life on Europa, in Europa's oceans, and that's going to change things. That is drastically going to change things.
Do we want it to turn out like the Europa report? What percentage of you wants discovery on another planet to happen kind of like it does in a horror movie? A horror space movie.
This is how I would say it. This is how I would say it in planetarium shows. Okay? I would say that Europa is an ice world, but up underneath that ice is a liquid water ocean. And what I absolutely would love to see happen is for us to send a submergible, a submarine to Europa. It goes down into that ocean and it's looking around, and the very first thing it sees is this giant
Autobots.
fucking squid just comes and just grabs it and eats it. And that is the first video that we get from Europa.
That would be amazing.
To me, that is what I desperately want.
Honestly, I think if that we found life in that situation, with that context of happening, I feel like that would almost inspire and propel public interest in exploring even more so than if it was just like, look at this little microscopic bacteria that's just poofing by.
Yeah, the thing. All right, let's be honest. If they announce life on Mars, and that life is microbial life, I think a lot of people are going to be ho hum. There'll be some excitement, but then that excitement is going to quickly kind of peter off.
Our species, we are ADHD, and are just. And the media that we have, we really, to grab our interest, we need something that's pretty fucking wild.
We are perpetually...
And possibly very dangerous.
Yes. We are perpetually now the MTV generation, where everything is in 3-minute clips, 3.5-minute clips.
Or shorter. How long is TikTok supposed to be?
Yeah, however long TikTok is. But I am MTV generation from the 80s, so I can say 3.5 minutes. Whoever's alive today can do your TikTok thing and say 20 seconds. I don't know, whatever. But, yeah, we really are. Our attention span is really 3.5 minutes as a species. And so I think you really are going to need something major, like a giant European squid just eating a submarine. I realize it's a loss of a lot of billions of dollars and shit like that, but what an amazing thing.
Worth it. Hashtag worth it.
It is completely hashtag worth it. And oh my God, I am so happy to give tax dollars to a mission like that.
My mom makes a good point, though. She says, we have to think of life in the only parameters we know, then learn how different and wrong we are. Yeah. We've been wrong so much for human history.
Yeah.
So many things we were wrong about because we just didn't know any better and didn't have, the means to know any better until we developed the means to know, and then we go, oh shit, we fucked up there, but here's what we know now, and then it's, oh shit, we were way off, and then it's...
Yeah, and you know what? We don't, as a species, we don't handle different very well.
No.
We don't handle different at all.
No.
And we don't handle superficially different very well.
No.
At all. And so, it'll be interesting to see how...
We just don't handle things very well.
No. It'll be really interesting to see how humanity handles just finding little microbes on Mars. But I really hope that one day there is that Star Trek moment where the Vulcans do come down and are you seriously doing that?
What?
Where the Vulcans do come down, and we don't have to take a drink for this. No, this is Star Trek.
Star Trek is not in the rules.
But they come down and within 50 years, poverty's gone, war's gone, and it unites humanity in that we see that we are all human, and this is a fundamentally political statement to myself, and it does not reflect on anybody else's opinions or
it does not represent Cosmos with Cosmos.
No. I do not see myself as an American. I do not see myself as an American at all.
Earthians.
I am a human. I live on Earth. I am an Earthling. That is who I am.
Part of the solar system.
Yes.
Hanging out on this Orion arm in the Milky Way galaxy.
This stuff about you cross an imaginary line that nobody can even see, except some cartographer somewhere.
Who drew these lines?
Yeah. It's just stupid. And, fundamentally, I am no different from somebody who lives in Canada, or somebody who lives in Afghanistan or wherever. We just really fundamentally are not different at all. It really, for a lot of people, it seems to boil down to how much melanin that you have in your skin, and
how much money you have.
And yeah, and that's just such a superficial thing. We're all human, and I really look forward to the day where humanity is united, and it's going to take a Vulcan to do that, and it's going, and that Vulcan really is just going to want to like have a pizza dinner with us.
Might take a Klingon,
and we're going to kill it. We're going to kill that Vulcan. Meanwhile, it just wants to have a party with us.
Vulcans are known for their partying.
Yeah,
they really know how to toe it up. That's a phrase, right? Toe it up? Is that a phrase?
Is now. Definitely is now.
I think
this pregnant pause is Liz reading the chat. So
no, I'm looking at Leia. She's laying just right over here, outside of the door. She's sleeping and just looks so innocent. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, dogs should rule. Let's give the reins to the dogs.
Not the cats. To the dogs.
It would be smarter for dolphins because I think they're next in line intellectually.
Oh, they're above us. I think there's so many species that are above us. I think dogs are above us. Dogs, really and
depends
truly.
Depends on the dog.
All right, Chihuahuas, no. But, really and truly, I mean, dogs, they really just want to... They just want to play. That's what they want to do.
Well, some dogs want to murder other dogs, but... I mean,
yeah, but that's because of their humans.
No, not necessarily.
Let me live in my fantasy. It's because of their humans. All right.
Anyway.
What do you guys think? I mean, this is such a...
I mean, we don't have to smell the butts, but...
No, why? No. There was all right, so Liz and I have started watching season 3 of The Circle on Netflix.
This is our admission of just us watching trash TV.
Talk about going down a rabbit hole. But literally and figuratively, there was a question that showed up, and they were asking questions in The Circle, and the question was, would you allow your dog to kiss you on the mouth? And one of the ladies was like, and she's holding 2 dogs, by the way, says, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would not allow that to happen. And it actually sparked a big debate. And it was all about the butts.
And we were like,
butts and Peters.
And we were like, not if it's Leia, because she eats her own poop. We're not going to let her kiss us on the mouth with that poop tongue. Are you kidding me? Jack can give me all the kisses he wants, though.
But he won't.
He won't.
He will kiss me. He will not kiss Liz.
No, just... Such a rare kiss from him.
He loves
would
me.
Be amazing.
He loves me. But yes, Katie, there is a season 3, and it just started. And it just hit Netflix. So, all right.
What do you think? What do you think would be different? Is if Mars.
I'm sorry, I'm reading Jack's thing. The Vulcan only parties once every 7 years, and it is lit. It is, because, at least almost murder. But
my mom, what show?
Oh, you watched it.
It's The Circle. You watched it with us when we were at Lincoln City, where people are. It's a social media
thing in Chicago, and they're all in their just hotel room.
It's trash with.
All right, but anyway.
People. But anyway.
I'm sorry. Continue. Jack's question.
If when your friend's dog has your name. Yes, Jack never gives me kisses.
Yeah.
Adam, are you with Katie? Get in line here. Get with it. Jesus.
You guys should be in the same place. What?
Anyway, if Mars and Earth had the similar planetary evolution, where, say, Mars wasn't as small as it is, and it was able to hang on to its more of its atmosphere and hold more of its water, and so that it is more Earth-like than it is today, and it evolved something. How do you think like our species would have evolved differently if we had a neighbor that was also evolving intelligent life with us? And
so you're talking socially evolved.
Well, no, yeah, because I mean you can't change the circumstance. I mean that's not going to change the conditions under our biological evolution, but like when would the earliest be that we found out that there was like intelligent life on Mars if it had Mars?
Well, but okay, let's say that we evolved in parallel, so that as Earth society evolves technologically, Mars society evolves technologically the same way.
I mean, they could have had different social things that have held them back or whatever, but say biologically, a species evolved, with us. Like, when is the earliest we would have figured out, oh shit, there's intelligent life there, and maybe vice versa?
100 years ago.
Okay.
At the earliest.
And if there was intelligent life on Mars, would that have propelled our technology for space exploration to be faster, where we would maybe have a human presence there because there is another species we can interact with there?
Yeah, all right. Well, this is going to be an optimistic spin.
Okay.
It's going to be an optimistic spin. And it really goes back to my Vulcan way of hoping for the world, because really and truly, at my heart, I am truly an optimist. I really am. I know I come across as a pessimist to a lot of people.
I come across as a pessimist, and I am one.
But I really am an optimist, and I think that humanity, our better days are ahead of us, and our better nature, our better angels are going to win out in the end.
It's ironic how many religious metaphors you use.
Well, I didn't. Holy shit, was it a religious household I grew up in? But no, all right, so I think that the first time that we would have been able to figure it out was going to be not even 75 years ago.
Okay.
We'll say. We weren't even launching rockets 75 years ago. Mm-hmm. And so I think maybe it would have propelled it a little bit faster, but more importantly, I think what would happen was after we went to the moon, we would have gone to Mars. And yeah, but think about it, like 100 years ago, radio was in its infancy, and so radio is starting to evolve. And if Mars technology is evolving at the rate in which Earth technology is, they're getting their radio signals, and so that's able to eventually
develop a communication
and be able to communicate. And so, of course, our first ambassador is going to be Hitler in the 1936 Olympics. But and so that's what Mars is going to experience. And but hopefully, I mean, I really hope that it would have propelled us in a positive direction.
Yeah.
In the past 75 years would have turned out very differently. And by that I mean that you don't have religious fanaticism occurring. You don't have wars occurring for really stupid reasons. And you don't have hunger anymore. You don't have...
wow, you're going that far? If there was life on Mars?
Yeah.
We're not just going to go to war with Mars at all?
I said...
And then religions go nuts saying, we're the true... whatever! Kill all the Martians!
Said at the beginning of all this...
Oh, right, you're an optimist.
I am going...
Meanwhile, I'm like, everybody's dead.
I am going the optimist route with this. I think the reality of it is fuck the Martians, we're going to nuke them. I think that's what it boils down to.
What resources do they have? What are their weapons technology? How can we exploit them?
Can we take it?
Can we take it all?
Yes. We can't. We can't have human slaves. We can have Martian slaves.
That would be the USMO, not the.
No,
not necessarily
it would be worldwide.
Majority of the world. Maybe not the Kiwis. The Kiwis would be like. I was going to try to do that accent.
The quote in NoFX song, "The idiots are taking over," and I think they would definitely take over. And you would have Trumpism.
I feel like
Trumpism would have started.
I feel like idiots
ago.
have been in charge for a real long time. It's amazing we're still alive as a species.
But it seems like it's getting worse.
Oh, it's
getting so much worse.
When I can
say, W wasn't so bad. Considering, and I fundamentally disagree with W on so many things, and I thought he was a terrible president and all this kind of stuff. I would take W in a heartbeat over what we just had.
I like Jax. Lock the doors on the saucer when flying by the third planet. Yep. We're the bad neighborhood.
we are
the galaxy. And my mom, we will be the Federation of Planets and Vulcans in charge.
We need somebody else in charge.
We need somebody else in charge. Somebody that knows what they're doing in the universal scheme of things.
Yeah.
Oh, but then but if the Vulcans are in charge, are we going to end up in like we aren't allowed to show emotions anymore?
We need a little more logic in our lives. And so you can have logic and emotion.
But our stupidity makes us kooky and fun.
And very dangerous. We are the Packlets of the universe.
We're just like the 2-year-olds. We're just like, we do what we want. Sharing, fuck you. Give me a donut. Or whatever 2-year-olds ask for. Clearly, they're not asking for donuts.
They want their toys. And they don't want you to take their toys.
Mine.
I
mean, just listen to those fucking seagulls.
We're the seagulls of mine. And we have so many seagulls here, and every time I see a seagull, I think mine.
Here's what we need to do, okay? Because obviously, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, because we love talking about it, but it's a great thing to talk about. Obviously, there's life in the universe. I say this obviously. There's no scientific proof of it yet.
Yeah, but that feeling.
But it's
your intuition.
Statistically speaking, mathematically speaking,
it's got to be.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say there's life out in the universe somewhere, and not only is it just life, but there is intelligent life in the universe somewhere other than us.
The percentages are on your side.
I would think so. Fuck, I took too long with that opening. Oh yes, if we want evidence of life, because it's going to be very hard to find intelligent life in the universe.
Yeah.
Just given how big the fucking universe is.
Yeah.
I think we just need to broadcast just animal pictures and videos. Cat videos, dog pictures, just America's Funniest Home Videos, but just all animals.
Yeah, the animal edition.
And just broadcast that shit out. Because I think that could be a good, that looks fun. Just to reel them in.
Yes.
And then we'll be like, surprise! Some of us want to be friends and learn from you. Others are going to want to kill you. But
surprise!
Baby.
We're here.
Because if they're coming for puppies and cat videos, they're not going to be mean. They're not going to be murderous or have ill intention, right?
That's how you reel them in.
They're going to be they're nice because they're interested in cute dog pictures. And cat videos where cats do silly shit.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have some people who are just like, hey, let's just kill them. They're gonna come here, let's kill them.
Yeah, we would warn them of those people and be like, let's align and get rid of those people, so that we can advance the good parts of our society and humanity.
Well, I think the good news is that we're pretty isolated.
Let them secede from the earth. Or they can have the earth and we'll just...
No, why don't we let them have,
My mom just said, I was going to broadcast help. Help. Save us from ourselves.
Let's let them have Mercury.
Yeah,
You
Mercury's
can
fun.
like, hey, Mercury, it's a
Mercury's
fast
great.
planet. It's the fastest planet.
It can be really cold or it can be really hot.
Yeah.
Whatever you're feeling like. If you're feeling cold one day, just go into the day side.
Yeah, you
Warm
can
up a
go
bit.
there, and you know what? You don't need to take oxygen. Just go there. It's fine.
No, Jack.
It's all good.
Unless they think puppies are possibly tasty.
Whoa, shit.
Well, we are.
God, that went dark.
I was gonna make a comment about we already got those people here.
Yeah. Oh, don't do that. We're trying to, get into that market, into the Chinese market.
I didn't specifically say Chinese. I just said those people.
And your mom does. So.
Oh God. All right. Well, you know what? People eat
I
horse,
never had dog in China. Never did.
I don't want to ever have dog.
I never had. I had chicken. I had duck. I think I had beef. It was really good food in China.
I want to stick to the typical animals that we eat.
Yeah.
And even those are cute. So
Yeah, it really and truly, we all should try to be vegetarian. I did it for a year.
No, I need a steak in my life every once in a while. At least once a month, I need some red meat.
We don't have steak once a month. We need to do that.
We'll have red meat at least once a month.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, Jack, he says, sorry, I'm reading trauma reports. It puts me in a bad place.
Why
are you reading trauma reports?
Don't do that.
Oh, what are trauma reports? I don't want to know.
Don't ask them. We don't want to know. We're happy here. We don't need
happy.
We don't need trauma.
Anyway, all right. So, what do you think is the best bet of finding evidence of life in our solar system? Obviously, Mars or Europa?
Mars. Just out of
Ease of getting there.
Ease of getting there. We have so many missions that are planned to go to Mars. So I'm gonna say Mars. But we only have one mission that's on the board for Europa, correct?
Yes, I read the
Clipper.
I read the Europa report, and it's.
Okay, well, it's the Clipper, right?
Clipper.
Yeah. And so it's that's only one mission. And
yeah. I know we're not good at exploring past Mars, but it takes longer, and it's.
I think I bet you. And there's no money in this, by the way.
Okay.
No,
say your thing, and then I just thought of like another ore.
I bet we find life on an exoplanet before we find life on Mars.
Oh,
because
that's interesting. How? But
James Webb.
But you can't.
Going up.
But the presence of, like, a higher presence of like methane, it's not definitive.
It's not definitive, but if it's reoccurring, then you really can.
Someone keeps eating those beans.
Which means you got something that's eating them. And so, again, methane is byproduct of life as we know it. Mm-hmm. So, exoplanet cows, basically.
My ore was Titan. Because we have a mission that's going to go to Titan, right?
Titan's really cold. Titan's really cold.
Like, they're eating water bears. I'm sure water bears would be fine on Titan.
Yeah, but Titan's really cold. And, they like to say that Titan... Titan like Earth is Earth like almost 4.5 billion years ago, whatever it is. But it's not.
I've never heard Titan as being described as Earth like.
Well, yeah. All right, so.
Just that it could have just because the lakes of.
Like methane
and hydrocarbons could.
Right, but I believe that. In the very extreme early days. Oh man! All right, I'm gonna have to look this up.
We're getting into uncharted knowledge territory, everyone. Things are getting a bit dicey on these rough seas.
Maybe this is the first question for in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Somebody write it down and text us it because we're not gonna remember.
There's some like
what was Titan like?
Earth-like component, and it's not just the atmosphere.
I thought it was because it has lakes of
maybe
methane.
I think it has something to do with the temperature as well.
Okay.
But Titan is exceedingly cold.
Yeah.
300 degrees below zero.
Okay. All right. I like that concept of finding life on an exoplanet, evidence of life on an exoplanet before we find evidence of past life on Mars.
And I know maybe it's just that it's my hopes for James Webb. December 18th, everybody. That is going to be Super Bowl number 2.
Watch party
for 2021. I don't care. I don't care if they launch it at 2:30 in the morning. We are going to have a launch party.
There will be meats. There will be cheeses.
There will be cookies. There'll probably be cupcakes. Basically, whatever you saw with the Perseverance launch, we'll have.
I'll make some James Webb sugar cookies. I don't know how I will make those, but I'll make them. My mom says iron, basis of hemoglobin. You're right. Iron is the basis of hemoglobin, and there's a lot of iron.
Is there a lot of iron?
I don't know.
Yeah, but also, like, to me, more importantly, all right, so carbon is the basis of life as we know it. And so, carbon is big in hydrocarbons, DNA. DNA is basically a hydrocarbon. It has carbon. Well, it has oxygen. It has all kinds of shit in it. But silicon.
I was just gonna ask, what is the next? What could be a base of life that
silicon
and how?
And so silicon kind of has a lot of the properties that carbon has.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can actually remove a carbon and put silicon in there.
Would it make life more bouncy?
It's not silicone.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good point.
But that opens up the door to,
a whole, yeah. I mean,
it expands.
If you look at just carbon-based life, we're going so off Mars now, but if you look at just carbon-based life and the variety of life that there is, from the variety of plants and everything, bacterias and space creatures, ocean life. I mean, the variety of life on this planet is, I don't even know all the kinds of life that are on the planet that I live on. It's just, and whenever I watch one of those, Attenborough nature documentaries or Planet Earths or whatever, I'm just like, oh shit, I didn't know about that. That's crazy. Wow.
I'm waiting for you to say life will find a way. Because it does. It finds a way.
Well, now you've said it. I don't know if I was going to get there, but I don't think you would have.
I don't think eventually maybe.
Maybe.
But, let's not even worry about, silicon. Let's just say carbon-based. Let's just look at carbon-based.
Mm-hmm.
And just like you said, there's so much diversity of life here on Earth alone. Mm-hmm. Carbon is a pretty bountiful element in the universe. Mm-hmm. Carbon is pretty relatively easy to make.
You could say it's universal.
Again, you have to watch this video because there's a whole thing. There's the pause, there's the look, then there's the I'm gonna get the drink and take a drink after I say it. It's just everything.
Picture that meme with the husky that tells the joke.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's perfect. But yeah, and so carbon actually shows up pretty easy, pretty quickly in the large stars that create things, and so hydrogen to helium to oxygen to carbon. So carbon is like number 4 on the list.
Yeah. And then our sun will go, I'm out.
Yeah,
but bigger stars will go, let's keep going.
Yeah, hold my beer.
Yeah.
And so if you have carbon and hydrogen and oxygen, these are pretty, these are elements you can find a lot of in the universe. Mm-hmm. Not as much as hydrogen and helium, obviously, but you can still find them in
I mean, look, if
amounts.
There was enough to
I think it's gotta
make this shit happen, you know.
I think it's gonna show up. We don't even need to think about like the silicone right now. The silicone actually just expands the possibilities.
Yeah.
We just look at carbon, and there's got to be life somewhere.
Does it expand the possibilities?
Oh, okay, but you need to tell the world, the people that are just listening, what you were doing.
They can use their imaginations on what could be expanding with the word. You said silicone instead of silicon. So.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
My
one
mom
of those
asked,
little silly things.
My mom asked, well, wasn't a lot of things deposited on Earth from somewhere else? And I mean, that's...
Transpermeation or whatever it is.
Transpermeation?
Whatever. Transpermia.
Sperm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Earth is the egg, yeah.
But yeah, the water could come from a comet, deposited by a comet. Could the same comet or a comet deposit water on Earth? Or what?
Hydrocarbon?
Mars? I mean, if water was deposited, was it from an impact?
You're talking about the impact.
Oh, okay, so it's an
impact.
It's an impact. It's not just like flying through the tail of the comet. We get one.
Right, but, I mean, if you look at Mars is pockmarked by a lot of craters.
Yeah, I mean, the early solar system, a lot of things were just like poo into each other in the early, the heavy bombardment periods.
Yeah.
Early and late heavy bombardment periods. So things were getting hit all over the place.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of seeding.
Things running in each other.
A lot of seeding happening.
In fact, there's there's a lot of thought about that. A lot of the water for the oceans came from comet impacts. Mm-hmm. But, you know, comets are big, dirty snowballs, and so they are...
Scientific official designation.
Dirty
snowballs.
But they also have hydrocarbons in them, and those hydrocarbons impact on the Earth, and then you get amino acids. Oh, man, they're going to bark. They're going to bark. I heard a growl. The dogs are going to bark.
Well, I think Jack is dreaming, and Leia is reacting to his dream.
Okay. And so, you know, those comets can be responsible for not only water, but also for hydrocarbons, which lead to amino acids.
And things start kind of jiggling around together.
And I cannot help but think of the episode where Q takes Picard to the little pool of goo where the amino acids are coming together. Here at the end of all things.
Although it would have been deep in ocean vents, but...
Yes,
because you need a heat.
No, tide pools. No, I mean tide pools is where you
need the motion of the ocean.
You need the motion of the ocean, but you also need the stability of a tide pool.
Oh, right, because it's like a protected space to foster that growing environment.
And so
it's the womb of life.
Yeah, the womb of life. But also the moon was much closer to us then. And so it's really making, the tides were huge then. And you're getting a lot of motion in the ocean.
That's true. All right, we've gone so far beyond Mars to just the origins of life.
But this is what The Hangover does.
That's true. That is what The Hangover does. But I'm out of alcohol. All
right, so we're calling it?
So any final thoughts on Mars missions, life on Mars, any final thought you care to give? And then while you're doing that, people at home, ask any final questions or thoughts you have, and then I will round us out. I don't know if you can hear it, but Jack is dreaming right now. He's doing just these little puppy dream sounds, and it's adorable.
It really is adorable. Like, I think it's an amazing thing that just, 100 years ago, we were launching rockets for the first time, and these rockets did not even leave Earth. They just kind of went up and impacted someplace.
Like in when the kids they do their little
Goddard
rockets.
Yeah, with Robert Goddard with his liquid fueled rockets. And within that 100 years, we have put 12 people on the moon. We have launched to the farthest reaches of our solar system, and in fact outside of our solar system. But now we've also have landed on other planets, and these what we've landed on these other planets have been landers, but also rovers. But these rovers are mobile science laboratories that can give us a better understanding of what the world was like there locally for Mars or wherever. But now we're putting helicopters. It's an amazing time for what NASA. And it is an amazing time. I say NASA as a very I live in the United States.
European Space Agency,
European
JAXA,
Space Agency,
India,
Japan. It's an amazing thing. Oh, and was it Cutter or somebody launched a spacecraft to Mars or somewhere for the first time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, earlier this year. And so it's an amazing time. And these little rovers, these little Mini Cooper looking things, size things that are on other worlds, they give me hope for the future. And that we can get beyond some of this pettiness that humans are known for, and it just gives me hope. It gives me hope for societal and quote-unquote political reasons, but also for the science and the knowledge that we learn from these other worlds. And that's my final thoughts. And we have no questions.
That's fine.
Other than Candy can hear Jack, and that's what Asa does.
My mom agrees we came from goo.
Yes. We did. We came from goo. Even though my dad is fond of saying that we didn't come from no monkeys, quote unquote.
And he's correct.
He's correct. We did
that's
not come from
how
monkeys.
Evolution works.
That is not how evolution was working. But we did get our starts in goo.
Mars, Jack says Mini Cooper delivery by Sky Crane would be cool. That's probably on like Musk's next, space feet.
I want Amazon to deliver my packages that way.
Oh, what, by Sky Crane?
With Sky Crane.
Not drone, Sky Crane.
I want fucking Sky.
I want to feel those jets. I want jet marks on my doorstep.
Bezos, what are you doing, man? You went up into space. I want a Sky Crane. First of all, parachute. I want a parachute that says...
Or an umbrella?
Or an umbrella that says, dare mighty things, or whatever it is that it said. And then I want the Sky Crane and just to drop off a pair
of sunglasses?
A pair of sunglasses.
Boop, just a little box.
Hey, but they're Kurt Cobain sunglasses, and I do...
That Sky Crane costs $1 billion.
I do love my Kurt Cobain sunglasses that I have literally
You didn't wear them.
I did not wear them.
You were going to wear them for this episode.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to see. Well, 20 questions.
Well, I didn't think you'd wear them for the whole episode. Yeah, 20 questions. You can wear them for at least the beginning.
I have white ones and black ones.
Anyway. I get excited about Mars because, it is the closest place for us to explore and discover meaningful science and meaningful things that can help us understand our own origins and the origins of the solar system and give us a broader perspective on life and I don't know, hopefully kind of just maybe reprioritize humanity in our brains, we
do need that.
Because eventually we gotta stop with our bullshit, we gotta stop all this fucking just bullshit. Wear your mask, people. It's not hard. Get a vaccination. No. It doesn't hurt. It's fine. It's whatever. Anyway, so I love just being able to see these new technologies being tested and being successful and seeing color photos and video and hear sounds from another planet, like wind, just wind rushing, even though I have wind PST, but wind on Mars, it's fine. Wind rushing.
Because it's not here.
Because it's not here.
And it's like being hit
very
with
far away.
Pillow with feathers.
And I'm excited to see what the future brings, although I do feel like, if we could just get our priorities straight, we could accomplish so much more in our exploration and understanding, and all the things that we gain from space exploration is not just, oh, cool, we learned something about Mars. It can be a Jeopardy question. No, we get everything we're using right now to make this show has a connection to us exploring space.
Yeah, in one fashion or another.
Yeah. So it's like we evolve and develop in a positive way. Well, I mean, we can use it in a negative way, but we develop and grow our society through science and through exploration and through being able to say, like, hey, what do you think's on the fucking moon? Should we go there? Well, let's figure out how to get there, and then we fucking do it. Mom, we might get a "what the hell is this" moment from a Mars package. You might, and I look forward to those "what the hell is this." It's the "what the hell is this" moments that are the most fun. I would think. So anyway, you can keep up to date with Perseverance and Ingenuity just by Googling them. There's Mars 2020 website from NASA. The NASA websites have all the information, and as well as CwC's. CwC's still going strong, still doing its thing, still sciencing the shit out of Mars in its own right.
But don't just stop with those. Look at Juno.
Hubble
Space Telescope. And
all the space missions.
Yeah, and follow James Webb. James Webb is going to launch on it right now is slated for December 18th, and we are going to have a party for that, whether it is through Cosmos or Cosmos, I don't know, but
we will be partying in some way.
We're going to have a party in some way.
Brandon will be having a panic attack the whole time.
Well, okay, I'm going to have a panic attack as well. There's a lot to this. There's a lot writing on this, literally and figuratively, and it's just, but let's be optimist.
Yes.
And let's hope for the best.
To the future, and to the United Federation of Planets, and Vulcans, and
Klingons, but not the Borg. They're not invited.
Fuck the Borg. Fuck you, Borg. Get the fuck out of this universe.
And we already know where the Packlets. So, but let's evolve beyond the Packlets.
Let's evolve beyond Packlets. Hashtag no more Packlets.
No, let's just evolve. In a positive direction.
On that note, where I'm sure they're like Katie and Adam are like, what the fuck is a Packlet? What is going on right now?
Yeah, but your mom knows.
She knows.
She knows.
She'll get it. On that note, this has been fun. We obviously love talking about Mars, and the hope and inspiration and what we can learn from Mars, and we've learned so much about Mars already. So follow the Mars missions. I'm sure we will talk more about Mars in future episodes, but for now, join us next time. We will be doing some form of 20 questions where we will just be answering random 20 space questions.
And if you don't provide them, we will come up with them on our own.
Or we provide ourselves.
And you guys all know how to get in touch with us, so send us your questions. And you have 2 weeks to do it. But it has to be space related.
Space related, people.
Don't ask me how to make a drink or how to make banana pudding.
Anyway. We will see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Follow us on all the things as usual. Cosmos with Cosmos. And it's been fun.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Stay
Have
safe,
a great
stay
rest
healthy.
of your day.
Cheers.
We'll see ya. Look, it always takes me forever to end because I have to actually navigate with my thing here, and I gotta go to another monitor. So anyway, bye.
Bye. See you later.